Hey guys, it's OJ here. Welcome to this episode of Bitcoin Simplified. I'm not really going to be talking about Bitcoin this time. I'm going to show you how to start with Poloniex and which are the basics of Poloniex. I've had a lot of questions from people in my Facebook who want me to show them how to trade. I'm not a professional trader yet. I'm only trading in my free time, and I'm doing it on the side. It's not the only thing I'm doing, because trading is actually very time consuming. I want to start with that. I want to point out that if you're going to be trading, you should be prepared for days and nights, sleepless nights, when the markets are, having a lot of movement and you can't go to bed because you want to catch a trade. And if this is going to be your main source of income, I don't really advise it, at least in the beginning. You shouldn't rely on this as a main source of income. So make sure that you do this on the side for a good few months before you decide to become a full-time trader or something like that. If you have another business or a job or something, don't leave it until you get good at this, because you will have losses as well as winnings, and sometimes the losses could be longer term. You might be waiting for 3-4 weeks, which is pretty much a month, in order to make any kind of profit. So you're not guaranteed that if you have a good first couple of weeks, it doesn't mean it's always going to be going that well. With all of that said, let's jump into Poloniex and see what are the basics, how to get started. When you first go to their website, you will be on this page and you will go to create your account. I'm not going to go through the steps of creating an account. It's very intuitive. It's the simple procedure. You're filling your email address, name, then you can verify your account, or you can be unverified. You will have lower limits, of course, and if you verify your accounts, you will have higher limits, and these are limits for deposits and withdrawals. So depending on what kind of volume, what kind of capital you're going to be working with, you might want to verify in the very beginning, so that that everything is sorted and your account is up to scratch. So after you create your account, you will be signing in. So you will be selecting that option here, sign in. Okay, and now that I'm already signed, the first thing that I usually do is I go to my balances. I want to go and check what is the standing of my account. So I go here to balances, deposits and withdrawals. This is going to show me now all of the wallets, and it's going to show me all of the coins that I'm holding. There is, by default, it will also show, it will just have the full list of coins, and a lot of this will be on 0. So generally I select here to hide 0 balances. This way I'm only seeing the coins that I already have of some sort of amount of. When you first start, you will need to deposit Bitcoin, because here you cannot use the dollar. You cannot buy with dollar. What you can use another, it's a kind of a alternative to the dollar, which is USDT. It's a USD Tether. So you can use that, and you can buy that in some other exchanges that you can buy it with dollars. But generally you will be depositing Bitcoin here, and you will be trading Bitcoin for other currencies. So the first thing that you would want to do is deposit Bitcoin into this account. You need to go to the Bitcoin wallet, and the easiest way will be if you just type here BTC, which is the symbol for Bitcoin. And when you see different options, always make sure that you select the right one. So Bitcoin, you have Bitcoin Dark, just because it's using a similar symbol here, BTCD. So make sure that you don't go and deposit into BTCD, because it will have a different wallet. You're not going to be able to. Go to the Bitcoin, and here you can see deposit and withdraw. So select deposit, and this is going to show you your wallet address. You can also just click here to show the QR code, and then you can scan this. If you're going to be using your mobile phone, if you have your wallet as an application on your mobile phone, you want to send it straight away easier, you can just scan the QR code and select how much you're sending, and it's done. It's very quick. Otherwise, you will be copying the address and then you will go into whatever wallet you have, Coinbase or blockchain, Xapo, Jax, whatever it is. You would go there to initiate this transaction. So you would go into your Coinbase or other wallet, you will select the send option, then you will paste this address in the recipient address. So it says there recipient, you paste this, you select how much you want to send, and then you wait. You send and you wait. It's going to take an hour or 2 or 6 or 10. Right now a lot of transactions are being delayed, and blockchain is being very slow, so Poloniex is also a really busy platform, so generally transactions are not the fastest here. Okay, so you might have to wait for a few hours, and as soon as you have a balance and it shows up in your account, here you will be able to see it, total balance. It will show you how much Bitcoin you have. So currently I have 0.90. So this is what I can use now to go and do some trades, and for that I need to go to exchange. So this is the first step. I'm gonna go through, actually, you know what, let me first go through these options and then I'm gonna go to the exchange. So we've deposited some money. This is our balances. If you want to just see all of them, because I have selected BTC here, if I just click on the X and delete this, it will show me everything. And again, if I want to not look at everything but just my balances, once I start buying coins, I want to just keep track of what I have, I'll be hiding all of these, the delisted and the zero balances. I don't need to see them. It just clutters my interface. So what do we have here? This here balances. You can transfer balances. I'm going to show you what that means. You can transfer balances here between the exchange to margin trading or to lending, but you're not going to be using that option in the very beginning. Deposits and withdrawals, this is where we are currently. This is the window that I'm seeing right now. And history is the history of my deposits and my withdrawals. So I can see, when I deposited, how much I deposited, and when I withdrew whatever it was. So this is where you go to check this kind of thing. Orders, we have here my open orders. This is going to show me what orders I currently have, positions that I have opened. And the next one here, trade history and analysis. This is going to show you your trades, and if you want to see for a particular coin what kind of trading you've done, all the history or the breakdown on your trades, you can also see a quick summary statistics. For instance, this is my average buy price, so I don't have to guess. I've been buying it, you can see, at a few different times, so at different prices I've been buying it. I can just look at my average buy price, and then I can compare what is the current rate, and if it's in my interest, I might decide to sell. If I know that I'm making a profit, I'm going to sell. So now it's showing me that this is my average buy price, and here is my average sell price. We can see that I was selling it higher than I was buying, which is good. I've been in profit. We can see that I'm not yet in profit here because it says profit loss in total, because I haven't sold all of the coins that I have. So this is the total buys, and these are the total sales. So we see that I still have more than 1,000 coins that I haven't sold. Once I sell them, this here should be going on green, because I don't really sell on negative. I don't really sell at loss. But if this is why right now we are seeing that I'm still on minus, because I actually still hold a good 1,000 and more of these coins. Okay, so this is how you analyze, just quick statistic on your trading. You can clear that and go back to all of your trades, and then you can see for a different coin, you can select it from here. Or if you're looking for it, for instance, I haven't traded Ethereum in a long time, so it's not going to be easy to find it. I might just type Ethereum here and click analyze, and now I can see my average buy, my average sell. Am I at a loss or at profit? Well, I'm not really at profit. So, this is just an example. Okay, so next option here, settings. These are just different settings. The two-factor authentication is something that I recommend you do at first, like as soon as you register. Go and do the two-factor authentication, get the Google Authenticator on your mobile, make sure that you have all the security in place, because it's it's always risky to keep, especially if you're going to be keeping a higher balance in Poloniex. It's not advisable, but when you're trading, especially if you're trading on a daily basis, you don't really want to be moving the coins in and out all the time. So make sure that all of these settings here are properly set up. The API keys is something that you should also sort out. You should have your keys just for peace of mind. Trollbox username, not really important. Marking, these are things that you will probably be using later on. And login history, you can check here just to make sure, with time you can check your login history just to see that nobody else is logging in your account, just to make sure that again everything is safe and sound. Here you can see your profile, and if you need to verify, this is where you're gonna go to my profile, and you can set up the verification from there, and that will increase your limits as well. Linked accounts, if you have more than one account, you might want to link them, because people work sometimes with a personal account and maybe an account which is for business or something, so they will have linked accounts. I don't really use that. I have only one account, so that's easy. Here you can switch between day and night mode, so this is how you see some people using it with the dark screen. To me that seems a little bit bit of a dark web type of interface, so not exactly my preference. I prefer the day view. And lastly, if you have any alerts set up, they will be showing up here. Lending and margin trading. Margin trading is something that I don't really do. You can check if it's something you want to do. There will be videos on YouTube that explain it. Lending is something that sometimes I take advantage of, but it's not really gonna give you that much increase on your coins. Basically what you do is you can lend them, which means you give them for hire, and people can hire them for a certain period of time, and you have interest, you charge interest. This is the list of coins that you are allowed to lend at the moment, and recently I think it was Stellar that had quite good rates, but not even anymore. So you see that I have loaned a bit of Stellar at 0.09% per day, and that's not exactly too big of a deal. At some point I was taking 0.1 and even 0.2%, which was, quite a bit. But at 0.09, this is tiny. So sometimes when you have coins that you might be holding for a period of time, at least 2 or 3 weeks, you might want to put them in lending, loan them. But if you're going to be trading with them, make sure that you have them available and liquid, because otherwise, if something is happening right now with this coin and you have already loaned it, you're not going to be able to use it. You need to wait until your loan is finished and you receive them back in your balance. So from this loan that I have here going on, we see that it was for 5 days, which means that during these 5 days I can't touch these coins. They're coming little by little, they're coming into my balance. So right now from this loan I've already had some of it returned, but not a lot. So I'm going to be waiting until it expires before I can use these coins. And this is the transfer here that we had a look at, transfer balances. This is what you basically can do here. You can select a coin, let's say LTC, and I can select 100 or something, or 10 of it, and move it from my exchange wallet into my lending wallet. Because generally my wallet is in the exchange, and if I want to move it from my exchange wallet to lending, I just select the option here, I go to transfer, and now it's transferred into my lending account. When I go to lending, I will see that on Litecoin I have 10. So now I can select Litecoin, and I have to keep moving my window. So these are the percentages that are currently on offer, and if I want my offer to be bought, not bought, but if I want my loan to be used soon, I need to select a competitive rate. So I need to go either lower than this rate, or maybe just meet this price and select it here, 10. And 2 days is by default, but I can change this to 10 days or to 5 days or something like that. And offer, and now I have my open offer for a loan. So yeah, this is, and now that I've set up the Litecoin order, it's no longer in my lending account. Now it's an open offer. If someone takes this offer, like someone just took my Stellar offer, I can't really use it now for 6 days, which is fine with me. So now I just set up my Litecoin offer, and it's at 0.0135%. Now someone already offered a lower odd offer, and later on, if you want to take the money from the lending back into your exchange, if you want to trade with this money, with these coins, you need to have them in your exchange wallet. So then you will go to balances, transfer balances, or you can go here to the quick transfer, and you get the same window. And then you will do the opposite thing. You will select the coin. Let's say I have this much available in lending, and this I want to move back into exchange. I select the coin. So I have the coin selected. It shows me that it's Stellar. It shows me that it's in my lending account, and I need to move it to the exchange. I click on transfer, and it's done. Now we see that it disappeared from the lending. It went into the exchange. If I close this, it's gone from here as well. Okay, so that's done. And very strange, my active loans keep, this loan here keeps getting in and out. Someone is taking it and returning it, and taking it again and returning it. I'm not sure how is that allowed, but maybe they have a window period to decide whether they want this amount or not. We'll see. In any case, once they start using it, you can't take it back. They can, but you can't. You can only select the auto renew to be off, so that after it expires it doesn't auto renew. But I'm gonna leave it on because this amount of Stellar I don't really need right now, and I can leave it for a longer time to be traded. Stellar is actually doing very well. Okay, so let's go into the basics of the interface on the trading on the exchange. When you start, when you have your balance ready in Bitcoin, the money has already arrived in your account. You want to start trading. You go here to the exchange, and here the first thing is you need to set up which coins you want to be purchasing. So by default, you will probably have just a few rows showing up here, and also you need to select the right currency. So this is the first window that we're looking at. Right now you see that I'm on USD Tether, so I'm only seeing a few currencies. These are the ones that are traded against USD. But because I'm working with Bitcoin, I should be clicking on this window, and now it's going to open all of the currencies that are being traded against Bitcoin. You can customize this window, and basically what I do is I usually select all coins just so that I keep track on everything. But you can have favorites. Here you see the asterisk, the star. These are basically favorites. So all of the coins that I actually have some either I invested in or I have interest in, I select in favorites, and this way I can see them on the top whenever I need to. Here we see that this is the coin symbol, and by default, I think by default you will have the name of the coin here in the last column. So this is the symbol of the coin, this is the name of the coin. In my case, I don't really need the names because I know them. That's why I'm selecting to see what my balance is. And sometimes if I need to arrange my coins quickly, I would click on my balance, and now it's going to show me all the coins according to my balance, to the ones that I have the most, and then going down. and then after that I'm seeing all of the ones that I have no balance in. But with the favorites, it's a little bit easier to keep track on your coins, because for instance, if you want to see which coin is pumping right now, which coin has the biggest performance, you know, the biggest change between today and last day, because it's generally the change is estimated for a 24-hour period, you can click on change, and right now I'm gonna see which is the best performing coin. This one has the biggest jump from yesterday. In the last 24 hours it's gone 66% up. So you know, this is how I can quickly see which coins are performing great right now, and if I have money in any of these coins, I might decide to sell them. So this is a quick way to check what is hot to sell right now. But if I want to keep track only on my coins and not everything, after I sort them in ascending order by change, I can also go and click the asterisk, the star, and now I'm seeing from my favorites which ones are performing best. So now I know that I have expanse and I have folding. Both of them are having very good performance. Maybe it's a good time to sell. So I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna quickly see, is it good indeed? And the first thing I do is I check what is the current price. This is displayed here. This is showing me what is the increase in the last 24 hours. This is also showing me what is the highest point it reached in this 24 hours and the lowest point it reached in the 24 hours. So we can see that right now is basically at the highest for the 24 hours, because it's 85,600 Satoshi and the 24-hour high was 85,000 Satoshi. So the next thing I do is I go down and I check my trades, and I'm just checking what did I buy it at. Okay, I bought it at 80 is the highest I paid for it. Right now is on 85. This is a profit for me. Should I sell? Should I not? Let's have a quick look. The next thing I do is I'm gonna go on 6 hours time frame so that I can see things kind of clearly, and I'm at 5 minutes, because right now I'm only looking at current situation, what's going on right now. A pump. This is basically a pump, and then after the pump a slight correction, but another pump. It keeps pumping. Right now it's going up. There is no fallback. It's not really dumping at all, not even in the slightest. So I'm gonna be waiting now, and I'm gonna observe. As soon as I see that the price doesn't go anywhere anymore and starts falling down, this will be a good time to sell. Sometimes I might even sell at this point if I think that this is really the highest that it can reach. I can see that it's reaching here the top Fibonacci level, so maybe this is a strong resistance and it's not really gonna go any higher. To make sure that I'm correct, I'm going to go to 24 hours and I'm going to have a look, and I can see that it's actually above the previous resistance. Now that it's above the previous resistance, there is a strong chance that it can go even higher. Therefore, I'm not really going to sell right now. But also it might not really go anywhere higher. So now I'll need to be looking at this for the next few minutes and maybe half an hour, and just make sure that I don't miss it, because if it starts dumping, sometimes it can be very quick and it can dump all the way down to where it started from, or close to where it started from. So all of this gain that I currently have could be lost if I don't sell at this point. And if I sell at this point and it falls down, then I can buy it again at the lower point and wait for the next time when it's going to do the same thing. And these kind of pumps happen a lot. So this is just a very quick, I'm not really doing a training on how to trade, but I just spotted that, so I needed to elaborate a little bit. Also, if you're going to look at even longer term, then you will go to something like 30-minute candles, or you can go even to 4 hours. And now we can see what's happening in a slightly longer term. I'm going to pull this here back a little bit more. So right now I can see a W forming here, which is usually the sign for winning, as we call it, which shows me that it's a very bullish market right now, and the price is pumping as we can see. It's 87,000 Satoshi already. It was 85 just a couple of minutes ago, a minute ago. Okay, so I'm not selling yet. If I want to see even longer view, I would go to something like 4-hour candles, which is also a very good indicator, and I'm gonna go to 1 month. So now I can see what's happening in the last month. Well, right now this coin is breaking the high from the previous month. You know, this was the previous high, and it's going above it right now, which is remarkable. It means that we might be looking at a new all-time high. I'm not sure if this is an all-time high. No, it's not, but it's definitely a very good high. Yeah, it's far from an all-time high, but in any case, we see that it's broken this Fibonacci level, so we can expect it to be reaching out to this level now, which is the 12,000. So if I'm gonna be setting, if I have to do a blind guess right now, I can quickly put a sell order for something like 12,900. It's very unlikely that it will hit it right now, but the market is going in that direction. So sometimes it can surprise you, and sometimes it can be even an artificial pump, you know, some big whales that are trying to unload, so they're pumping the market until it reaches their target price. And if that happens to be your target price, you will be lucky. So I do, every now and then I set up this kind of impossibly high target, and every now and then they get hit, and I sell at something that surprises me, but you know, it happens. Anyway, so okay, so let me actually do this so that you can see, you know, how I'm starting with selling, but I'm gonna go into the buying in a minute. Let me just set one sell order. It's going to be quite intuitive anyway for the buying, so you will know what I'm doing. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to be setting up, I think I'm going to set up a 11,000 Satoshi target. Let's see, it's 111 actually. So this is what I'm going to do. 1, 1, 1, I'm deleting the 5. So this is 0.001. At the moment we're at 0.009. So I'm gonna wait quite a bit until we get there. I might even do it, let's do 12, because in fact I don't really want to sell yet. So I'm kind of setting an impossible target, hoping that it will not be reached right now. The next thing that I'm doing is, just to make it quicker, I'm selecting my total amount, but I don't really want to sell the total amount. I never sell all in one go. So what I'm doing here, correction, I'm going and selecting, I want to sell only 0.05 BTC worth of that coin, and automatically it estimates that this will be 41 coins. Then I'm going to click sell, and now my order is being placed. When I go down, I will see here my open orders. Okay, so this is 6 hours chart, 5 minutes. I can see what's happening at the moment. This is a live pumping happening in front of our eyes. This is really exciting when it happens, and this is a really good time to be selling. When you see a pump like that, a lot of the times it has a retraction that is quite strong, so this is a good time to sell. I have already sold some, have I? If I go to my trades, no, I haven't sold any yet. Okay, well, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to see when is this pumping going to end. As soon as this ends and I start seeing this sort of consolidation, I can look into selling. But for the moment, I'm going to wait, because I see that this coin has been pumping for quite a while, and it's got a really strong potential to be going much higher. So how do you buy coins? Let's say that, let's go to a different coin, because I don't really want to make an example with this one. And I'm going to select something that is actually quite low and that I don't really have too many of. So let's look at Steam. Steam is on a downfall, and it's actually quite strong. But it's meeting, it's close to its resistance here, it's close to support here, so that's good. I think at 42 or 40,000 it's quite close to its current support. So maybe I can buy some. So how am I gonna do it? Here is my buy window, and here we have buy orders, we have sell orders. So people who are selling it right now, they're listing their orders. These are their orders listed here. This is the price, this is the amount that they want to sell, this is what it costs in Bitcoin, and this is the total amount for orders that are placed on this price, because the last order for this price was okay, this just disappeared. Give me a second, let me find. Alright, so for instance here we have this one is 539 Steam they want to sell, and it's 0.22 BTC, but there's also someone else that placed an order for that same price. So altogether the two orders are a total of 0.23. And when I clicked on that, let me just do it. When I click on this one, if I like this price, you can see that here it's automatically entered. So I have the price that I selected, but it also shows me what is the total for that order, how many, whatever many people are selling at that price, everything goes here. So if I don't want to be buying the whole order, I need to make sure that I go here in my total and I decide how much I want to spend, how much of my Bitcoin I want to spend for this trade. So if I want to trade only 0.05, let's say, this is what I'm going to enter, and for this price it makes 121 coins of Steam. So now I'm going to be buying just that. I'm not going to be completing the full order. Let's go and click on another one. Let's say that I like this one here. The total is for 5 Bitcoin. So if I click on this one, I'm now having the whole order here, 5 Bitcoin and everything. I don't really have that much money, and even if I had, I wouldn't probably be putting it in one go in Steam. That's why it's very important that after you select any of these, you go here and you correct the amount that you want to spend. And now it's going to estimate how much you can buy at this price. If I want to look at the buy orders and I want to copy one of the buyers and see what they're bidding for it, and see if I like some of the orders that they're bidding for and I want to just copy them, I will go and I will click on this one, and now I'm going to select how much I want to buy, and when I click buy, it's going to be added to this order and it's going to go into my, let me just do that, but I'm not going to do it with the first price. I'm going to select, let's say, this one, because this is cheaper and hopefully I want to buy it cheaper than the current price. I'm going to select here 0.05. I'm going to click buy. The order is placed. I'm going to scroll down and I can see it here in my open orders, buy. Okay, so now I'm going to wait until the price reaches my point and then the order will be completed automatically. If the price doesn't reach my point, the order will just stay there in open orders for some time. So this is how you buy, and this is how you sell. You can also just copy any of these orders here. When you click on it, you can see that also here it gets entered automatically. And now I can either select my amount by clicking on it and it gets entered automatically. It tells me how much it makes in Bitcoin, what's the value of it. And now I can just change this and I can say I don't want to sell all of this, I want to sell just 0.05 worth of Bitcoin. That means I'm only going to sell 121 at this price. So this is how you do, these are the basics, these are the buying and selling. Stop limit, I'm not going to go through this right now because it could get a little bit complicated and it's for people who are more advanced. If you go to what's that, it will actually give you a brief explanation what exactly is the stop limit and how to use it. And how you can make a profit from setting stop limits by basically catching the market at the right time. These are kind of the more complicated stuff, so I don't want to really make this too complicated. Just let's see what else I didn't touch on. So here we have the market depth. we see these are the buyers and these are the sellers. These are the buy orders, and as you scroll around, as you hover with the mouse here, let me just make this larger. Hold on. Okay. So it's showing me indicators on what is the price, how much is that making in that coin, how much steam, and what is the Bitcoin value of this order at that price. So as you can see here, there is something that we call a wall. This here is the first wall, because it even looks like a wall, because it's basically a bigger amount of Bitcoin that's being placed for this price. So at 39,970, we see that the total bid is 32 Bitcoin, and when we go up to 38,080, and when we go down basically, because these are buy orders, when we go down to 38,800, we see that it's already 68 Bitcoin bid on that price. It's double the amount of the previous order, 3368. You know, this creates a wall. It's the same, well, not really the same here, but yeah, here we have a small wall. We have a wall from which a jump from 276 Bitcoin all the way to 300. So that's 30 Bitcoin difference in between these two orders. So this is something that you will be looking at later on when you're deciding how far to place your sell orders. For instance, this is what I do. I would look at these walls sometimes, and if there is a big wall, it will kind of discourage me to bid above it. So I might just set my sell order to be just at the price before that wall. But bear in mind that a lot of the times these are also fake walls. People are placing these just to manipulate the price, and as the price goes close to these walls, they start disappearing because these orders get removed. So it's just one of the indicators that we look at, but it's not the only thing. Also, we look at the total of orders. If this if this number is going up, it means that people are right now buying, and more and more volume is going into the coin, which is a good thing for you. It means that it's good time to sell if you're selling, or good time to buy. Well, generally that's not the indicator for a good time to buy, but it's an indicator for a good selling point. And also, if you see that this is decreasing, it means that if you're wondering whether to sell or wait, you should be selling, because you might be like the market is not interested anymore, and you might be waiting if you don't sell. Right, so this is everything in brief. I think I covered pretty much. Oh yeah, we have here the Trollbox. The Trollbox is something that I don't really recommend. There's lots of people discussing stuff here, but everyone is pretty much talking about their favorite coin. So if you see that someone is saying, oh yeah, bulletproof EXP, it doesn't mean that it's really bulletproof. Right now it looks bulletproof, but well, actually no, it doesn't even look bulletproof anymore, because look, it actually went down. Wait, let's see it. Yeah, so oh, EXP, sorry guys, he said bulletproof EXP. Let's see, is EXP bulletproof? Well, yes it is. It pumped, and it had a correction, and it keeps pumping right now. So yes, Trollbox, it can alert you about things, but many times people will be talking about and hyping their own coins that they have invested in, because they want people to buy them so that the value goes up. That's why I never really trust what people are saying here. You can just look at this so that you can keep in touch with what's going on and what people discuss and what might be hot and trending. But don't take advice from these guys. Don't take advice from the Trollbox. That's not a place for advice. That's just a place to alert you about stuff. For instance, this guy is asking, is mate a good idea to be buying right now? Well, people who are here are not really going to give you the right advice, Anyway, so that's the interface. This is everything here. Pay attention on notices, because when they make announcements, a lot of the times things that are important will be announced here. Maintenance or listing of new coins, delisting of coins, you know, these kind of things that are important, especially if you have a lot of coins. You need to keep in touch with what's going on with these coins, stay alert, make sure that you know if something is going wrong with your coin, because that will definitely affect the price. Wow, look at that pump. I've been talking here for about 10 minutes and this thing just doesn't stop. Okay, so definitely happy that I didn't sell. Hold on, did I place an order? I have a sell order for 12, which I'm going to cancel right now, because by the look of it, it will actually get to 12 very soon, and it might not be necessary to sell automatically. I'm gonna keep an eye on this right now, and I'm gonna see when I'm gonna sell it. And I'll definitely sell some, because as we can see, at some point it reaches, it kind of saturates and the price reaches a rejection, and then it might dump. And when it starts dumping even a little bit, then it catches a lot of people who panic, and they start panic selling it. So usually it pulls back even more just from that you know, panic sell moment. So there's always that kind of correction. If I sell right now, I'm probably looking at buying it when it goes down to 11.25, or maybe it can go even further down. But right now I'm not doing live trading or anything like that, so I'm gonna stop this video here, and I'm gonna watch this price and decide when would be a good moment to unload a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope all of this is helping and it's not too complicated or too difficult. If you have any suggestions, post them in the comments below the video, and if you like the video, share it with your friends and help other people find out how to start trading on their own, because you need to, you know, you need to be able to do something yourself and not be dependent on programs, admins, businesses, companies, or a job.